Hi, my name is Jack Goodwin, and I'm a student of physical therapy at Regis University, and today I'll be performing the Astrand cycloergometry test. This is a steady-state submaximal test. It goes on for about 6 minutes, and it's used to predict VO2 max. So what this is going to be doing is we're going to be giving you an intensity at a constant lower level, and we can use this to predict your endurance level. This is my patient Jessie. She's a 23-year-old female. She plays soccer about 3 times a week and runs about 2 times a week. So she's a pretty active individual, and she also has no signs or symptoms of cardiovascular, renal, or metabolic disease. And because of this, we can conclude that there was no reason to have medical clearance before starting this test, so we can continue on. Before putting her on the bike, I checked her resting vitals. I found that her blood pressure was 109/70 and her heart rate was 57. This showed that there were no contraindications for starting this test, since her systolic blood pressure was below 200 and below 100 millimeters of mercury, and also her heart rate was below 120 and above 50 beats per minute. So I knew that I could start this test for her. I also adjusted the bike so that it was suited for Jessie specifically. I raised the bike seat up to the height of her greater trochanter, and this allows for her knee to have about 5 to 10 degrees of flexion at her end range of motion, and this is just to reduce hyperextension or decrease the risk of injury for her. I began her for a warm-up, and that is going to be about 2 to 3 minutes at lower intensities, and I put her about 50 watts. But right now is about the time that we're going to start the test, so I'm going to raise her up to 100 watts. And this is per ACSM for a fully conditioned female. So now that we have started the test, she's going to keep the same RPMs at about 50 to 60. And she is also, I'm going to test her vitals at about 2 to 3 minutes, and then again at 5 to 6 minutes. At these times, I'm going to be checking her heart rate for being in the submaximal range, and what this means is 60 to 85% of her max heart rate. Jessie's max heart rate is 192 beats per minute, and so 60 to 85% would be 115 to 163 beats. So that's the range I'm looking for, and I'm also going to be dividing that number by 4 because I'm going to be taking her heart rate in increments of 15 seconds. This just makes it easier so I can avoid the calculations in my head, and because this test is timed, I don't have to worry about that, and it just makes it easier on me. Also, I'm looking for a steady state of her heart rate. I'll be taking heart rate twice with blood pressure in between. And I'm looking for the blood pressure to be, or the heart rate to be within 5 beats between each other. And this just shows that she is in a steady state and she's not increasing or decreasing because we are keeping her intensity level. Also, we're looking for her systolic blood pressure to increase and her diastolic to stay the same. So it's about to hit that 2-minute mark. Just take blood pressure. So put this on, and then I'm just going to hold her arm in between mine so it stays level, and she's not holding it up because this could affect the blood pressure reading. So. Alright, thank you. And go back to that. And I got blood pressure to be 140/74. So I'm going to record that number. And then I'm now going to take your heart rate. And I'm just going to use the timer on my phone right here to check it. So. Alright. And I got 35 beats, so that's going to be within the submaximal range. So, write that down. And then I also want to test her RPEs, which is rate of perceived exertion. And this is just to make sure she's not working too hard, because this is a submaximal test, and we don't want her exerting too much energy. So on this scale, what would you say you are?
A 9.
And that's where we want her to be around. Okay. And now that we're waiting for the 5 to 6 minute, I can explain to you more about the specifics of this test and reasons why we would stop this test. We would stop this test if her systolic blood pressure would be just staying the same, or if it increased above 220 millimeters of mercury. Or if I mentioned before, her diastolic should be staying constant, and we'll stop the test if it becomes, if it fluctuates more than 10 millimeters of mercury up or down. So that first measurement of blood pressure was good because it was 74, and that's 4 within the resting levels. We'll also stop the test if she says that she requests to stop for any reason at all, for pain, or we just have to listen to the patient. So, Jesse, if you need to stop for any reason, you can tell me.
I'm good for now.
Okay. And now it's time to take the next one, and for this one we're going to be doing heart rate first, blood pressure, and then heart rate again. And this is to make sure the steady state is happening. So I'll begin right now. Good. I got 36, which is again in the range, and also steady within the first measurement. Now I'll take your blood pressure. Are you doing okay?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Comfortable?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to hold your arm here again. Step aside. Awesome. Now for that one I got 142 over 72. Again, good because the systolic pressure has increased from resting, but also steady from the last measurement. And now heart rate one more time. Looking at my phone, there we go. Perfect. And again, it's 36, and that is in the submaximal range. And steady, because it's the same finding that I got before I took the blood pressure. So she's in steady state, and that's good. And for your RPEs, again?
I'd stay at 9 again.
9 again, which this is it's recurring from the vital signs that I'm reporting. So that's perfect. You can actually stop the test, or I'm going to put you in your cool down now. And your cool down is going to last about 3 to 5 minutes, and I'm just going to set you down to a lower intensity. We can go back to 50 watts that we warmed up at. So, how are you feeling now, Jesse?
Good.
Good? All right. And now I can take these values and predict her VO2 max, and that's about it. Thank you very much.